Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hello and welcome as we start today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours and your little slice of heaven since the last opportunity we had to spend a little time with you and yours. We start today's show with Louisiana news. Obviously, since the last time we spoke with you, we have now officially entered the 5th season. Other parts of the country pretty much have 4 seasons: spring, summer, winter, fall. The same is true for Louisiana, with one major exception: hurricane season. If experience is the best teacher, the last couple of years have taught us in no uncertain terms that you need to be prepared. As a result, we hope that you are, if not at least entertaining or in the process of getting your, quote, game plan together, you've already taken steps to do so. If you are new to the area or just need a refresher, it is recommended that you store water, at least 1 gallon per person per day, for drinking and sanitation purposes. For food, you will need at least a 3-day supply of non-perishable food. A battery-powered or hand-crank radio and a NOAA weather radio with tone alert. Flashlight, obviously. First aid kit, extra batteries, a dust mask to help filter contaminated air, plastic sheeting and duct tape in case you need to shelter in place, moist towelettes, garbage bags, and plastic ties for personal sanitation, a wrench or pliers to turn off utilities if need be, a manual can opener for your non-perishable food items, cell phone with chargers, and a backup battery. Additionally, for those of you that are in households that have individuals that rely on life-saving or life-sustaining medications, you're advised to get a stockpile. Get those medicines, put them up in the event that you have to evacuate. Pharmacies are damaged. You can't get those items readily. Have a supply on hand so that those in your house that depend on life-saving or sustaining medications will have them. Now, this year, there is an additional addendum that needs to be considered in putting together your hurricane supply kit. Understanding what inflation is in our country today, it is estimated that what cost you $1,000 last year, food, water, hotel rooms, necessary supplies, gasoline to evacuate, what cost you $1,000 last year will cost you anywhere from $1,500 to $1,600. Now listen, I get it. For a lot of people watching right now, Clarence, I want to be prepared, but I don't have $1,500, $1,600 that I can spend right now on that. Let me suggest, if I may, start now. Every time you make a trip to the grocery store, pick up additional items. That way you don't have to eat that cookie all in one bite. Not to mention the fact that we still have severe supply chain issues in our country. At the last minute, when everybody is trying to run out and grab these supplies, they may not be there when you need them. So obviously, now is the time, y'all. Start picking up those extra items when you go to the store. And again, that way, incrementally, you can get prepared for, God forbid, what may be a horrendous situation. We've seen it in recent memory, and the fact of the matter is, for most of us, this is not our first rodeo. But again, with inflation being what it is, with the supply chain crisis still plaguing the country, start now, y'all. Get ahead of the curve so that if, again, God forbid, we find ourselves staring down the barrel of a major weather event, you won't be in a position to where it's panic time and you cannot find the things that you need. Word to the wise should be sufficient. In other Louisiana news, the bipartisan committee of Louisiana legislators looking to find out the truth behind the horrific death of Ronald Greene have now demanded that Governor John Bel Edwards come before them to answer their questions. The committee, in doing so, issued a statement that reads as follows. The special committee to inquire into the circumstances and investigation of the death of Ronald Greene was created to search for the truth. That search for truth has continually led us to serious questions that can only be answered by Governor John Bel Edwards and his executive staff. A request to appear before the special committee on Thursday, June 16th, has been issued to Governor John Bel Edwards, Matthew Black, his executive counsel, and Tina, I hope I don't butcher her name too badly, Tina Vanitchagorn, special counsel to Governor Edwards. This committee will do its job and see this through, no matter where the evidence leads. Meanwhile, the governor's office, in reply to this, issued the following statement. We are confident that this testimony will demonstrate that neither the governor nor anyone on his staff had any role in attempting to cover up the facts related to Mr. Greene's death. It is very telling that all these many months later, we are still trying to get to the bottom of this. I don't know how much veracity will be aimed at the governor from this bipartisan committee. But the fact of the matter is, at this stage of the investigation, There should be indignation. There should be anger. And there should be a quest for the truth that will not be impeded. The governor, for his part, has claimed adamantly that neither he or anyone in his office has had anything to do with a potential cover-up. Whether or not that is the God-honest truth, only time will tell. And hopefully, the appearance of the governor before this committee will put to rest these issues. The family of Ronald Green, God bless him, having gone through this, deserve better. The tax-paying citizens of this state certainly deserve better. Not to mention the good men and women of our state's top law enforcement agency, the Louisiana State Police, deserve better. Once we get finally to the bottom of all this, sort out through all the different opinions and ideas and testimony, I hope it doesn't just stop there, meaning hopefully individuals will put in place measures to be certain that nothing beginning to approach anything like this ever happens again. We know full well by now that individuals and the media particularly, and can't forget social media in there as well, have taken every opportunity to demonize law enforcement when possible. But at the end of the day, those on the left calling to defund the police, those on the left calling for bail reform, prison reform, or the abolishment thereof, those individuals are either ignorant of the fact or simply choose to ignore the reality that you have to have law enforcement. And for it to be effective, you have to have the trust and faith of the people that you have sworn an oath to protect and serve. And quite frankly, at this stage of the game, as much as it pains me to say it, a lot of folks, and you could add, rightfully so, have lost faith in the state's highest ranking law enforcement agency. That's not acceptable, my friends. It's not. Every single day, when they put it on and strap it on, they're supposed to have our trust and our confidence. And until we get to the bottom of this sordid, ugly affair, my humble opinion only, it will be impossible for that faith to be restored. At the end of the day, our state deserves better. First break of today's show. When we come back, it's happened again. And this time, forward-thinking people would say, it's a tragedy, but I knew it was coming. We'll talk about that when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Mandafine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Mandafine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Mandafine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances. Your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-50. Confident on- and off-road performance and intelligently designed utility inside and out.
The all-new Mazda CX-50 has arrived and is on sale right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugs Show. You know, common sense and conventional wisdom is something that has managed to serve humanity well in recent memory. And unfortunately, when you subscribe to those two things, you see things coming. Those of us that have been paying attention to the news as of late, particularly here in South Louisiana, in the midst of the graduation season, as much as it pains me to say, we saw this coming. Recently, there was a graduation in the New Orleans area. I want to say it was for Carver High School, where a fight broke out during a graduation event. Witnesses saw individuals engaged in this fight, throwing punches, throwing chairs, throwing tables, the whole nine. Then, of course, there was the graduation in Hammond that turned violent, firearms involved. Fortunately, no fatalities. And, of course, we told you about the elementary school awards ceremony in Lafayette, Louisiana, where adults, for whatever reason, thought it was National Make Yourself Look Like a Jackass Day and engaged in a fight there. The most recent incident is arguably the most horrific we've seen in recent memory. At a graduation ceremony for Morris Jeff High School in New Orleans, on the campus of Xavier University, two women, and I use that term as loosely as possible, two women got into a fight in the parking lot. As is typically the case, others got involved. A firearm was produced. Shots were fired. And as a result of individuals shooting at one another, 80-year-old grandmother Augustine Greenwood shot in the head and died. An 80-year-old grandmother, y'all. Bless her heart, wanted nothing more than to see her youngest grandchild graduate from high school. It is horrific on so many levels. And I'll be honest with you. Maybe it's a middle child thing. Maybe it's just the humanity in me. But I was brought to tears when I saw a picture posted of 80-year-old Augustine Greenwood, her daughter, and her daughter's child, 3 generations, posing together for a picture after the graduation. She reminded me of my own now departed grandmother. Gorgeous white hair, and you could tell by the look on her face how proud she was to get to see her youngest grandchild walk across the stage graduating from high school. Minutes later, she's dead from a gunshot to the head. You know, in recent memory, there have been 2 incidents that, aside from all the ungodly violence, homicidal violence, says a lot about where we're heading as a society. One of my former pastors was fond of saying, you can tell a lot about a society by how they treat their children and the elderly. In recent memory, 3 juveniles in the New Orleans area carrying out a carjacking where, if memory serves correct, a 73-year-old grandmother gets caught in the midst of it all, tangled up in the seatbelt, and a juvenile fleeing the scene after carjacking her ended up driving away at the point of detaching her arm from her body. And of course, she bled out on the scene. So far, in this latest graduation incident, no arrests have been made, but conventional wisdom and common sense says in all likelihood, it's a young person involved. Sadly, I would imagine for every single child that graduated that day, they will, for the rest of their lives, carry the memory of what happened that day. You know, as humans, we have this propensity when recalling certain times, the good times and the bad times. But it pains me that this group of young people, high school seniors, will, in all likelihood, not carry with them the memory of tossing their cap in the air. Not the memory of walking across the stage to receive their diploma. Not remember having seen relatives that because of COVID or whatever, they hadn't seen in a while, but they got together at the graduation to celebrate with them. Instead, they will carry with them for the rest of their lives the fact that on their day, a day that should be reserved for celebrating achievements, they in all likelihood will remember first and foremost a classmate's 80-year-old grandmother was shot in the head and killed outside the graduation. I can only hope that when the perpetrators of this dastardly, horrific, ungodly crime are caught, that no expense will be spared to be sure that the full weight and extent of the law is brought down on these individuals like a hammer. Something is seriously rotten in Denmark, y'all, when we as a society cannot get together to celebrate monumental accomplishments without fighting or shooting. It does not bode well for us when two women are brawling in the parking lot of a high school graduation. It does not bode well for us when people at an elementary school awards ceremony are brawling and we wonder where our children get this from. We have the nerve to wonder I can only hope that this is the final time we will have to entertain talking about something like this. But at the end of the day, I'm a realist, and I believe in looking at things the way they are. Sadly, and God knows with every fiber of my being, I hope I'm wrong, but conventional wisdom says this won't be the last time. Bottom of the hour break. Let me get this done. Speaking of education, when we come back, proof positive that they don't care. That's next when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Freej Jr., and I am a general dentist at Freej Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. It is almost impossible for Americans at this juncture to not know about the problem of mass shootings in schools. We have talked incessantly about problems of this magnitude and what can be done to fix the problem. And those of you on the left have heard those of us on the right talk about how we view gun-free zones as simply providing a target-rich environment, meaning these individuals know that in a gun-free zone, if they show up with a gun, they will be the only one there with a gun. And they can unleash as much carnage as possible. In the wake of the most recent horrific shooting in the Lone Star State of Texas, the conversations have ramped up again. And you hear those on the left demanding that something be done so that this doesn't happen again. What's very, very telling to me is that the White House is not interested in the safety of our children. They simply want more gun control. Well, Clarence, how can you say that? You know they care about those children, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Well, here's proof that they don't care. And all they want to pursue is an agenda. This week, after bipartisan talks, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell floated a legislative proposal to focus on hardening our schools and mental health. Obviously, individuals that show up at an elementary school with the sole intent of slaughtering elementary age children has some serious mental problems. But the White House reacted negatively to Mitch McConnell's proposals. New White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre let it slip. I don't know if she let it slip or she was simply compelled to tell the God honest truth. At a press briefing, when asked about Mitch McConnell's proposal, focusing on hardening the schools, making it harder for individuals to get in to carry out some dastardly deed, and focusing on more mental health facilities, she said the following, quote, "Those are two things that he, President Biden, does not agree on." Then she said it, quote, "That is not his focus, obviously. And when it comes to school, I know there's been a conversation about hardening schools, but that is something he does not believe in." Now, I don't know about you, but when someone goes on and on about a problem and then readily acknowledges that they're not interested in a particular solution to the problem, that pretty much tells me all I need to know. You know what is so troubling and ironic here? This administration wants to send $40 billion to Ukraine to help them with their security. This administration wants to send advanced missiles to Ukraine to help them with their security. That's on top of the $13 billion that they sent a month and a half ago. Now just imagine how many armed school resource officers, imagine how many buildings could be transformed into secure buildings with just a portion of that $53 billion. I don't know how you received what Karine Jean-Pierre said about the president's stance, quote, that is not his focus, obviously. And when it comes to school, I know there's been a conversation about hardening schools, but that is not something he believes in. Thank you, God, that I no longer have any children in school. Because if I did, I would be even more incensed than I am about the leader of the free world, the chief executive officer of our nation, his spokesperson openly saying, hardening our schools is not something he believes in. And yet, they will preach to you about how concerned they are about our children. What's the old adage about don't listen to what they say, watch what they do? Well, in this case, you can listen to what they say and find out everything you need to know. This is the same group of folks that tell you they are so concerned about America's children, but stand 100% behind abortion. At the end of the day, y'all, this kind of malarkey will continue unless and until the American people stand up and demand better. When the rubber meets the road, y'all, criminals don't abide by the laws of a civilized society. That's why they're criminals, duh. And taking guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens is not going to fix the problem. For him, well, his representative, to come out and say, hardening the schools, that's not his focus, obviously. I know there's been a conversation about it, but he doesn't believe in that. So what do you believe in, President Biden? You already know the answer to that. Taking guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens. You know, maybe, just maybe, President Biden should tell Vladimir Putin, we're going to take your guns. I mean, after all, if stricter gun legislation is the way to fix the problem, then let's just go global with it. Tell Vladimir Putin that we've decided you don't need the weapons. Better yet, tell the Secret Service that guards you, they don't need guns that can shoot more than 6 rounds. What kind of guns do you think the people that guard him are carrying? But apparently, his life means a whole lot more than your child's. He rides around in an SUV called the Beast. They took a regular SUV and did guess what to it? They hardened it. And yet, hardening the schools where America's children are, he's not interested in. Funny how that works, isn't it? I guess in hindsight, we should thank Corinne Jean-Pierre for letting us know how the leader of the free world truly feels. Just saying. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done. Speaking of the Biden-Harris administration, caught in yet another lie. We'll talk about that when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Mandafine Meats, the flavor says it all.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back for the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. I guess I need to retract with an addendum a statement I made that the Biden White House doesn't care about kids in schools in America. They do. Well, at least as far as pushing an agenda is concerned. This week we found out there are roughly 100,000 public schools across America that receive money from the federal government for their breakfast and lunch programs. The Biden administration this week announced that if your child's school receives federal dollars for their breakfast and or lunch programs. They must allow boys to use all spaces reserved for girls. In other words, we will pull the funding from your school for your breakfast and lunch programs if your school does not adopt a policy that boys can use the girls' bathrooms and girls can use the boys' bathrooms and shower facilities in the gymnasiums. Additionally, if you operate a residential care facility and you receive any federal money to help feed these residents, you must do the same and leave it to the left to put a cherry on top of a you-know-what sundae. You must also allow men who identify as women to dress like women while at work. Otherwise, we will pull the funding from your facility. Pretty much tells you everything you need to know. What? You didn't know that the Biden administration did this? Well, that's what happens when you worship at the altar of the mainstream media. You mean to tell me ABC News didn't tell you this? NBC didn't tell you this? CBS didn't tell you this? CNN LOL didn't inform you of this? MSLSD didn't tell you this? If your child's public school, and by the way, he also threw in, if it's a secular public school, there will be no exemptions. Religious schools can't object. And you know what that's about. They already know about the lawsuits that would come from that. But at the end of the day, you do realize, do you not? The federal government has no money. They don't produce a single thing that you can put on a shelf, sell it, and make a profit. The only money they have is your money. So what they're doing, in effect, is taking your money and threatening schools that if you want any of your own money to feed your own children in your own school, we will yank it if you don't let boys use the girls' bathrooms and showers. And we wonder why so many of our kids are screwed up in the head. Meanwhile, if you've been to the gas pump lately, you know what time it is. You know. Been to the grocery store lately? You know. But you also know that Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, Karine Jean-Pierre have told us over and over and over again, there's nothing that the president can do about gas prices. That's something that is out of his control. There are all these other issues on the periphery. It's beyond his control. There's nothing he can do. Well, yesterday, Saudi Arabia announced they're going to increase production. And overnight, the price of oil dropped 2%. Just by them saying we're going to produce more. They also added we hadn't done it in recent memory because we needed to be sure we kept an adequate stockpile of our own in case something really crazy were to happen. So let me get this straight. Saudi Arabia announces, yeah, we're going to start producing more, and the price goes down. Here's a question. What would happen if we in America decided we are going to produce more? Exactly. But they will tell you, well, there's nothing he can do. There are circumstances beyond his control. There's nothing he can do to help bring down the prices. Now do you see how big a lie that is? Just imagine, with our drilling and processing capacity, if we made that commitment, number one, prices never would have gone that high. Number two, whatever price it was would have dropped. Think about that. The next time you pull up to the pump, put the nozzle in the tank, put in what you normally put in, and the freaking needle doesn't move. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you, bro. Once again, proof positive how they have been playing us all along. Well, wait, let me back that up. How they've been playing you. Because those of us that have just a smidgen of sense when it comes to economics knew all along that this fool doesn't have a clue. Of course, now, there are also those of us that understand it's all part of an agenda. Get the prices as high as you can for as long as you can, and then we can shove electric vehicles down your throat. I guess the good news is we only got another 2 years and change of this crap to go through. Time's up, y'all, and I got to go. I don't have enough time left now, Marty. You already know the drill. The good Lord above loves you dearly, and you know I do too. Best news you're going to get all day? There ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves. Let's take care of each other, and we'll see you soon. God bless.